You've probably heard people talk about being in sync with nature, right? But what if that's more than just a nice poetic idea? What if there's a hidden layer of frequencies, a whole set of rhythms in the universe that we can actually physically tune into? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive in and explore exactly how to do that.
You know that feeling. I'm sure you do. That moment of pure flow. Maybe you're deep in a creative project, or out for a run, or just sitting quietly. Everything just clicks. It feels effortless, you're totally clear, and you feel perfectly connected to everything you're doing. It's an incredible state to be in. But is that feeling just a random, lucky mood? Or is there something more fundamental going on? I mean, is it possible there's a measurable physical frequency, or maybe a set of them, that's creating this profound sense of alignment? That is the big question we're going to unpack. So to find the answer, the first place we need to look isn't somewhere out in the cosmos. Nope, it's right inside our own heads. Our journey into nature's frequency starts with the complex, beautiful rhythms of our very own brain.
I want you to think of your brain as a symphony orchestra. It's not just playing one single note, it's producing a whole spectrum of electrical frequencies, what we call brainwaves, all at the same time. And each section of this orchestra plays a totally different but vital role in creating the full experience of you.
So inside this orchestra, there are two key sections we need to focus on. First, you've got the theta alpha waves. Think of them like the deep, steady rhythm section, the bass and the drums. They give the music its foundation and really anchor you to the earth. And then you've got the gamma waves. These are the soaring, complex melodies that connect you to bigger ideas, creativity, and maybe even the cosmos itself. Let's just zoom in on gamma for a second, because this is pretty cool. This isn't just another brainwave. It's kind of like the conductor of the whole orchestra. It's linked to what scientists call global neural integration, which is just a fancy way of saying it takes all your separate thoughts and perceptions and binds them into one unified whole experience. It's the way that connects the slower rhythms, and it's super prominent in states of deep compassion or intense focus, especially in really experienced meditators.
So at the end of the day, it's not about choosing one or the other. You can't have that incredible soaring melody without the steady rhythm section holding it down. You absolutely need that slow theta alpha bass for grounding, and you need the fast gamma wave to create the coherence that lets you feel that sense of transcendence.
Okay, so we've explored our inner orchestra. Now, let's zoom out. We've all used the phrase connected to the earth, but is that just a saying? Or does the planet itself actually have a rhythm we can tune into?
It sounds like something out of science fiction, doesn't it? But just imagine for a second, what if our planet had a literal, measurable pulse, a constant, rhythmic hum that's been going for millions of years?
Well, guess what? It does. And this is its fundamental frequency. About 7.83 cycles per second. That is the baseline frequency of our planet.
And this isn't some mystical idea, it's straight-up physics. It's called the Schumann resonance. It's the natural vibration that happens in the electromagnetic space between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. You can kind of think of it like the hum a bell makes after it's been struck. Only in this case, the striking comes from thousands of lightning strikes happening all over the globe all the time.
And here it is. This is the first huge aha moment. Remember our brain's grounding rhythm, those theta alpha waves? Their frequency range is between 7 and 10 hertz. The Earth's fundamental frequency of 7.83 hertz falls perfectly inside that range. It's almost as if our internal anchor was designed from the get-go to resonate with the planet's own heartbeat.
So, okay, we have our internal brain rhythm and we have the external planetary rhythm. They're already kind of in tune. But how do we consciously make that connection stronger? Well, the answer lies in a tool that we have with us every single second of every day, our breath.
See, conscious, slow breathing isn't just about calming down when you're stressed. It's an active process. It works like a tuning dial for your entire nervous system. By deliberately controlling your breath, you can directly influence your internal state and start bringing it into coherence.
This whole process is called entrainment, and it's actually remarkably straightforward. It all starts by slowing your breath down to about 6 breaths per minute. Just doing that helps you achieve what's called heart-brain coherence, where those two systems start beating in a synchronized, harmonious rhythm. And once you establish that internal harmony, you become way more sensitive and able to sync up with the larger rhythms around you, like the Earth's.
All right, now it's time to bring it all home. We've looked at the brain, we've looked at the planet, and we've looked at the breath. But these aren't separate, isolated things. They are designed to work together, to lock into this beautiful and incredibly powerful symphony.
And this is a really important point. While that 7.83 Hz number is fascinating, it's not some single magic frequency. True alignment, that feeling of being perfectly in sync, doesn't come from just one note. It comes from a full spectrum of resonance, a harmony of multiple frequencies all working together. This table really brings the whole model into focus. You've got 3 key scales. At the very bottom, you have the heart-breath rhythm at about 0.1 Hz. That's your personal tuning dial, your bridge. That bridge then allows you to connect with the theta-alpha rhythm for that feeling of grounding. And once you have that stable foundation, it allows the higher frequency gamma rhythm to pop up, creating that amazing sense of overall coherence. So in these 3 layers, your breath, your brain's base rhythm, and your brain's peak frequency all lock together, something really incredible happens. Your internal biology, your conscious mind, and the planet's own electromagnetic field start to vibrate in a shared, harmonious rhythm.
And what's the result of all that harmony? Well, we come full circle, right back to that feeling we talked about at the very beginning. This is when people report feeling timeless, deeply connected, mentally clear, and like everything they do is just effortless. So maybe being in sync with nature isn't a metaphor after all, but a tangible state of resonance we can all learn how to cultivate.